Hi guys.
Hi guys. Welcome to Draw Me Kids Edition.
Episode 51. Can you believe it?
Spring.
Springtime. We're going to teach you guys how to draw some famous iconic things like birds in the spring. And I'm going to give you a couple of ideas on what you can do to recreate buds on trees and little flowers like sakura flowers.
And I'm going to show you guys birds and how to make Easter eggs.
Are you doing Easter eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were going to do Easter eggs next week. But let's do Easter eggs this week. Nope. This is good. So get your pens, your papers, your pencils, your erasers ready, and let's go!
This is my picture of the fairy shamrock, leprechaun, and then the rainbow heading in the shamrock with the fairies.
That's right, because last week was St. Patrick's Day, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot, sort of.
And then
I love it. I love how all the colors you used.
this is my mom's. It's amazing. I love it.
What is it?
Leprechauns with shamrocks and then the potty gold.
Yeah. We're going to split that screen so you guys can see both of us. Well, you can see Miss Rainbows because she's on digital today. And I'm back to traditional. I really have lost my thing. That's okay. So we're going to do some spring stuff. Did you want to start with your simple shape bird?
I have two birds to show.
Okay. What shape are we going to start with?
First, my very simple bird. If you draw two semicircles right next to each other,
Okay.
then you can use your eraser. Hold on, I'm gonna have to make my eraser a bit bigger.
This looks
Whoa.
Interesting.
I don't know what happened. Okay, I got rid of it.
I'm curious to know where this is going to go.
Okay. Then you can erase the bottom.
Okay.
Lines.
All right. Fair enough. Because right now it's there. It looks like an open book. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Then you can erase a little bit off the tip of the semicircles on the sides there.
Okay, so you want to make sort of a V shape. You could probably make a V shape just like this.
Yeah, you can make the V shape and then you could put curls on the end. But then it really doesn't look as kind of like
So that's a bird.
Curvy. That's a bird.
Yeah, if you do a bunch of those in the distance on any picture, because of perspective, it can look like a whole flock is flying around, just like that. It's kind of neat. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. But that's one of the techniques that I use in painting, so I don't actually draw the whole bird. Because perspective means you see far less detail. So that's cool. What's your next way of doing a bird?
First, you're going to start off with a circle.
With a circle.
With an oval kind of circle.
Okay.
This is the body of your bird. Next, on the part where you want his tail, you're going to draw a triangle.
Now, where's the point of the triangle going to be? Oh, I see. So it's just going to be
pointing out.
Pointing out. Triangle.
You can put it however high or low you want the bird's tail.
Okay.
Then you can put another little circle on the other side on the top.
I'm kind of doing reverse of you, which is kind of funny. So there's my bird. My other bird is going to crash into the big one we just drew. That's fine.
Got to make sure, though, that the circle connects to the other circle that we made.
I'm doing that with a line. Yeah. You can do it directly so they can be touching.
Then you can draw
an
upside down semicircle in the first circle we made.
Okay.
That's his wing. Or if you wanted his wing flapping, you can draw it like a triangle without the bottom.
Yep.
Up. then you could make it symmetrical by adding another point going down on the other side.
I like to do, if I'm doing a flying bird, I like to do sort of a little curve on the back end too. You can choose which way you want to do it.
I'm putting yours just
Yours just going to
resting.
sit, mine is going to fly because I thought that was cool. There.
Next, on the other circle we made, you want to draw a very tiny triangle as the beak.
And what's cool about birds is I like that you're using the triangle method for the beak because most birds do have that. You can change up your bird a couple ways by making the top part maybe a little rounder. It's like a grosbeak, which is a type of bird. I'm not calling the bird gross. Or you can do a straight triangle, which looks more like a robin. So there's all kinds of ways you can change this bird to make it whatever type you want.
If you want a bird with his mouth open, you can draw a little kind of point
Yeah, sort of like this.
going up, like a triangle kind of bit, a little smaller. Then
Hopefully you
coming
guys
out
can
of the
see my
bottom,
page.
you can make another little triangle like that. I'm going to make him with his mouth open.
Can you guys see my page all right?
I can see it.
Okay.
And then if you draw one line going down where you want his legs to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then you draw another line on the other, like just next to it. Then you can draw 3 little lines coming out as the feet there in the legs.
That's one way. That's a really good way to do it, actually.
If you're doing a bird that's flying,
What
You
do
might
birds do with
want-
when they're flying?
you might want their legs to kind of be a bit more like that.
Sort of tuck them up a bit. You
Tuck
could
them.
do.
But if you wanted a bird with his legs out when they're flying, the air might be pushing it so that you might have legs that are like this,
They might be flying back like that.
kind of curved.
They might have wings that might be flying back like that. Well, this is looking like a good bird so far, but what are we missing?
I'm still going. Next,
I know.
you can draw a little circle or whatever shape you want the eye to be.
A circle is a good shape. I'm gonna make a really big eye for mine, sort of like the pigeon. Like the pigeon! Like Moe's pigeon, the one that stole the bus or tried to. Don't let the pigeon drive the bus. Mo Willems, one of my favorite illustrators.
Next, you can draw any other little shape in it, like as their pupil. If you look, there's that little colored bit
I'm gonna make
in the
this
middle of your eye.
guy squawking as he goes.
And if you wanted, you could do like feathers on the top of their head.
That's
Or on
cool. Yeah,
them.
you can make it any kind of bird you want that way. When I'm doing my bird, I'm turning my picture. Never ever be afraid as an artist, if you're working on a piece of paper like me, to turn your paper any which way to get the best direction to draw a shape. So if I wanted to make this like more like a pidgeotto or a pidgeot, I can add some feathers just like Miss Rainbow's did.
You're a step ahead. Now we can go over with an eraser. We can erase the little connection between the triangle and the first little circle we made. I made a little extra line there, so I'll just erase that. Then if you wanted to show that it's connected, you could do a little kind of hole in the line
Oh, I'm liking this bird.
between their head.
Okay,
And-
yeah.
If you did do a bird with the wing up, then there's the body going through it. You can erase the part of the body going through the
So
wing.
you see where I've erased it right here. It was connected. I took my eraser and took that off. And with the wings up like that, you can also start making sort of feather wisps like that if you want to. And I find sometimes this side you'd see the shoulder part where it's connected and the main part of the wing where the rest of the wings, all the feathers sort of come out from it. Since we're doing a cartoon, we don't have to get too
putting a little bit of extra on this guy's wing. So I think it will look good.
Cool. I'm going to put this guy just like that. I was so glad that when Miss Rainbows, when you were little, you loved Piggy and, oh no, I'm going to forget his name. Who's Piggy's friend? The elephant. I can't believe I forgot his name. I'm sure E could help us out. I related to him so much with his glasses and his cautiousness. But it's funny because I think I'd probably be more Piggy, but they're Gerald, right? That's his name, Gerald. Gerald and Piggy, Mo Willems, and I love the pet pigeon. So, and I love how he uses very simple lines to make very awesome characters. You don't need to be really, really detailed with your pictures to bring across character and story. And that's what I hope you guys get from joining us on our adventures. That you don't need to do a whole heck of a lot. You just start with simple shapes like circles and triangles. And then you just build it up from there. There's my birdie flying.
I love him.
I love yours. I love your color you're adding there too. So birds are really one of the things that I love about spring. It's one of my favorite things.
You could hear a family of little cardinals that we have at school today chirping.
Do you have a family of little cardinals in the forest? You guys have a whole forest that surrounds your school, which is kind of neat. I guess why it's named what it's named. But you do have lots of different wildlife you guys get to see. Even in sort of the suburbs where we're at. So how many birdies do you think there are in the nest? As a guess. I'm sure you couldn't see because the cardinals would be very, very good at hiding that, wouldn't they?
I think we could hear about maybe 3, 4, 5 of them.
Oh. I'm seeing lots of little cardinals flying around, which is kind of neat. I always think of spring when I see one of these guys. This guy's going to be a little bit of a funky guy. He's got his feathers sticking up, so maybe you guys can guess what he is. Based off the colors I'm going to use, not necessarily the shape. Going a little bit orangey in there, because I always see orange when I see these guys, but actually, let me just test that. That's a pretty good color. When I see one of these guys, this is sort of my big sign of spring. I'm going to give him those feathers anyway. Oh yeah, and I think the last time I was working with these guys, I think I said I needed to change these and I didn't. This color anyway. This is my color that's called Hot Cocoa.
That was actually a while ago that you said that.
Yep, back on my birthday, I think. It's okay. Gets the point across on it, I think. Place my hot cocoa. I'll bring in a little bit of fawn. So, I think of spring when I see robins. I don't know if anybody else thinks that too. We had a really cute little robin family that lived in our tree last year. Fortunately, yeah, you named them. Fortunately, some of the babies didn't make it.
There was one of 3 that actually made it.
Yeah.
And then later, like recently, I saw Robin, and I'm wondering, is that the robin, the little baby robin that made it and grew up and came back?
I love seeing these guys out and about. For me, this is my sign of spring. And I haven't really seen robins yet, but I have seen a lot of cardinals out.
Yeah, we saw one this morning walking to school.
Yeah, I bet you I saw him again. Gotta do little feathers around the legs there. I think I saw one again on my way to pick you up. So I'm just doing my outline on this guy. So what are some of your favorite signs of spring? I did say I was going to show you a really cool trick too. And it might be something that you guys, my little cool trick, might be something that you guys did when you were at school or as a project with your moms or dads. Or it might be something that, you know, you think of from preschool, of all places. But I'm going to tell you, it's a trick that I use I just have to get my tool out. It's a trick that I use pretty much all the time, even now when I'm painting. Which is going to sound kind of like, really? Something that you would have done when you were 2 years old is something you still use now? Yeah, it's true. I'm going to make a mess though here. One of the things that I like to do that's just me dropping some stuff around. That's okay. I don't think I have any to do this a different way. I think I'd be prepared by now, but sometimes I'm not. So what I like to do for a trick when I'm painting trees is I don't use my paintbrush. I use my fingers. So I always start out with acrylic paint. It's not easy to do with watercolor. And say that full disclosure. I start with my tree shape that I want to do. And I just make this bare tree. I'm not connecting the branches very well. That's quite all right. And you sort of have to remember that every branch sort of can go in any direction it wants to go. You don't have to all be perfect. I love this sunset you've got for your thing. This is my really rough tree. And I like to take my fingers and put them into either pink paint or especially my pinky. Usually I do this one bigger. I just take my finger and I just sort of dab on little tiny leaves like that. And it just sort of looks like this is just the edge of my finger here. And it makes a neat pattern, and it looks like they're just tiny little leaf buds. They're not even, and you get messy too. I love getting messy, right? So they just look tiny little leaf buds. So that's one thing that I like to do to make my spring scenes is I like to get messy and put my hands right into the paint and use a technique that I think I might have done when I was in daycare, which was a very long time ago. And you guys might have done in school. It's something that you can always go back to when you're thinking of different ways to do things. Never ever forget some of the fun experiments you might have done when you're younger, or some kind of crazy different way to do things. You don't always have to use a paintbrush or This one I'm just going to use dots to get the bright pink of the... Unfortunately, I don't have bright pink paint, or I would put them all over my fingers. You can just go crazy with whatever shape or color you want to go with to make trees or flower petals in the tree, or in the leaves or flower petals. Wow! Pink feather tips.
That's the bird type.
That is cool. I love it. That is cool. So those are some of the things that I think about with spring, is the buds coming out on the trees, flowers growing. Like tulips. Tulips are really easy to draw. Really easy shapes to draw. You just start off with an oval like an egg. You're going to do some Easter eggs, you said.
Yeah.
Maybe do you want to do that right now? Or do you want to wait until next week?
I'm going to do that now.
You're going to do some now? Okay. Because next week is the 31st. It's just before Easter. You can do a whole bunch of things. We did Easter eggs last year. So, tulip. Kind of thinking of Easter egg shape. And then you can sort of draw little triangles if they're opening up. 3 little triangles. Draw one line down. Just like that. And it's just sort of opening up. And then 2 straight lines. 1 curvy line. And another long curvy line, just to sort of give that tulip. Those will be coming up soon.
Alright, so here's how you do an Easter egg.
She's right to it.
You can draw a circle wherever you want the bottom of your Easter egg
Are
to be.
you going to show people a 2-tone way of doing it? That's pretty cool. Oh, I'll
Next,
join in just a second.
you can draw a triangle on it. So it's kind of looks like that however you want it. Then you can draw the top of a semicircle, kind of going through the triangle. Then you can take your eraser and erase. Oop. Jesus.
Oh, I see. So this is an easy way to help draw an oval shape for your...
You can erase these lines. Kind of make an oval on top. It's okay if you get it bulky, like I do when I'm trying to draw it. I just erase them off the edge.
And this is sort of dry. Okay, I'll do this.
Then,
I already have some.
if you get
So you're doing this.
yeah, I'm just erasing.
So it's circle,
I'm just erasing this part so I
triangle
can
on top
see
like an
it.
ice cream cone.
Yep.
And then you can sort of curve that can help make an egg shape. That is a good tip for friends who might have trouble making an oval or an egg shape.
Next, you can do literally any pattern you want.
That's what I love about Easter eggs. They can be Easter egg patterns. They could be dragon egg patterns. I don't like dragons, do I?
Yes, you do.
I love dragons.
I'm gonna draw polka dots.
I always find I just do an oval, and then that can be another egg shape that you can do too. Just an oval. But I like this trick in order to get that point, that roundy point on an egg. That's a really good trick. Thanks, Miss Rebos.
You're welcome.
I didn't know that trick. I'm learning something new.
So I'm gonna do a light blue egg.
What did I just pick up? It's like we read each other's mind. I just picked up a light blue marker and started coloring in my egg light blue.
What?
Whoa! Get out of my head! Okay, don't.
Then I'll do some.
I'm glad that we think alike.
What color are you gonna pick for your pattern? Next pattern. Just gonna keep going with the blues.
Yep, I haven't decided yet. I will not look at the screen and I will pick my next color and see what it is. I think I'm gonna go.
Oh, we didn't get the same one.
Oh!
What?
Is that a problem?
No, because I got the one that was on the opposite end of the color wheel. I picked
Oh,
it
you
red.
did. You picked the complementary color to that. I went green because I just wanted to see if I could tell the difference. And I can. That's a good green. It's the right shade. I said complementary colors. What did I do? I went right for the complementary colors of the two colors I just used, which orange is blues and red is green. And what happens when you put two complementary colors together? When you mix them?
Brown.
Yep. It's a quick way to mix the color brown. And actually, if you're painting in acrylics, I find mixing brown yourself with two complementary colors that you're working with in your art piece already makes a more convincing or a nicer brown that works well with the colors you've got than if you actually took a tube of brown paint and used it. I know, not everybody uses acrylics, and that's okay. Here's some more complementary colors.
Thanks for watching Draw With Me Kids Edition, episode 51, Spring. If you enjoyed, like the video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you'll never miss another upload of any of the Draw With Me Kids Editions.
Or any of my painting sessions that I put up too, right? See you guys next time.
Bye!